Have you ever asked yourself how one man's dream could shake up an entire nation? Centuries have churned and turned, yet few individuals have left an indelible mark on the annals of history. One such individual was Martin Luther King Jr., a man whose life was a testament to the power of dreams and the resilience of the human spirit. Born in the heart of Atlanta, Georgia on the 15th day of January in the year 1929, King was a child of segregation. He grew up in a society where the color of one's skin was a determinant of one's worth, a society where prejudice was the norm, not the exception. Yet as a young boy, King was not a passive observer. He was an active participant, a critical thinker who questioned the world around him. He sought answers, he sought change, and most importantly, he sought justice. His quest for knowledge led him to Morehouse College at the tender age of 15. There he was exposed to the teachings of great thinkers, philosophers who would shape his perspective and fuel his ambition. Following his time at Morehouse, King furthered his education at Crozer Theological Seminary and later Boston University. It was during these formative years that King's philosophies began to crystallize. The seeds of his dream began to germinate. He delved deep into the studies of systematic theology, seeking to understand the intersection of faith and society. His intellectual pursuits culminated in a doctorate, an achievement that signified not just an academic milestone, but the birth of a leader, a visionary, a dreamer. King's education laid the groundwork for his future endeavors. It equipped him with the intellectual rigor to challenge the status quo, the courage to confront injustice, and the eloquence to articulate his dream. He was more than just a scholar or a preacher. He was a beacon of hope in a world clouded by prejudice. So a young man born into a world of segregation and prejudice grew into a beacon of hope. But how did he become the icon we know today? In the mid-1950s, a new, powerful voice emerged in the fight for civil rights. This voice was none other than Martin Luther King Jr., a Baptist minister from Atlanta, Georgia, who would go on to become a beacon of hope and a symbol of resilience for millions. King's journey into the spotlight wasn't a gradual one. It was swift, necessitated by the turbulent times and the urgent need for change. His rise to prominence began with the Montgomery bus boycott in 1955, a peaceful protest against racial segregation on public transport. This was King's first taste of leadership on a large scale, and he handled it with grace and determination. But King didn't stop there. He knew that the fight for civil rights required a unified front, and so, in 1957, he co-founded the Southern Christian Leadership Conference. This organization became a powerful force in the civil rights movement, advocating for the rights of African Americans through nonviolent protest, a principle King held dear. King's commitment to nonviolence was not just a tactical choice, it was deeply rooted in his faith and personal beliefs. He saw it as the most potent weapon available to oppress people in their struggle for freedom. In the early 1960s, King's leadership was put to the test during the Birmingham campaign, a movement organized by the Southern Christian Leadership Conference to bring attention to the integration efforts of African Americans in Birmingham, Alabama. Despite facing violence and arrest, King and his followers marched on, their spirits unbroken. Then came the March on Washington in 1963, where King delivered his iconic "I Have a Dream" speech. His words echoed across the National Mall, reaching the ears and hearts of more than 200,000 people. King spoke of a dream where his children would not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. King's dream was becoming a reality, but the fight was far from over. His journey was just beginning, and the road ahead was fraught with challenges. But King was ready. He had risen as a leader, and he was prepared to lead his people towards a brighter future. In spite of adversity, King's legacy endures. A legacy not silenced by the bullet that ended his life on that fateful day in April 1968, but rather amplified. The aftermath of King's assassination was a testament to the power of his dream. Cities across the nation erupted in grief and anger, a potent reminder of the deep-seated racial tensions that King had dedicated his life to dismantling. Yet despite the tragic loss, the momentum of King's work did not falter. His dream continued to inspire and drive change in the hearts and minds of millions. The Civil Rights Act of 1964 and the Voting Rights Act of 1965, significant milestones in the fight for equality, stand as monuments to King's tireless efforts. These landmark laws marked the end of legal segregation and discrimination in the United States and ensured that every citizen, regardless of their race or color, had the right to vote. But King's legacy doesn't stop at legislation. His impact reverberated far beyond the borders of the United States. In 1964, King was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize, becoming the youngest ever recipient at the age of 35. This prestigious award recognized his relentless pursuit of peace and justice using non-violent resistance, a testament to his commitment to Gandhi's philosophy of peaceful protest. And the honors didn't stop there. In 1986, the United States established Martin Luther King Jr. Day, a federal holiday celebrated every third Monday of January. This day serves as a reminder of King's dream and his enduring impact on the course of American history. So we ask again, how did one man's dream change a nation? Through courage, determination, and an unwavering belief in equality. King's dream was more than just a vision of a better future. It was a call to action, a rallying cry for peace and justice. And it is this legacy of a dream that continues to inspire and challenge us today. Martin Luther King Jr.'s dream continues to inspire millions today. A young man from Atlanta, King's life was a testament to the power of conviction. His rise to prominence, not born out of desire for fame, but a deep-seated need for justice, remains an inspiration for many. King's message, a clarion call for equality, resonates even now, decades after his untimely demise. His legacy, the Civil Rights Act and the Voting Rights Act, are milestones in our march towards a fairer society. They serve as reminders of the strides we've made, yet also the distance we need to traverse. In today's world, King's dream carries a renewed relevance. As we grapple with societal divisions and strive for justice, his words echo in our collective consciousness, guiding us towards the path of peace and unity. As we reflect on Martin Luther King Jr.'s life and legacy, we are reminded of the power of a dream of equality, justice, and peace that continues to shape our world.